For this video, we're going to be talking about the Week 15 Fantasy Basketball Buy Low and Sell High Players for Fantasy Basketball. So of course, be sure to make sure to watch the entire video for all the latest updates because lots of things are starting to happen. What's going on, guys? Welcome to a very special episode of ezBUCKETZ Fantasy Basketball. My job here on this channel is to try my best to help you guys win your fantasy basketball leagues, and how I do that is by posting weekly fantasy updates. So be sure to hit the subscribe button, turn on post notifications to not miss any of my upcoming fantasy videos. For those that don't know who I am, my name is Soom and I'm a fantasy basketball expert. And of course, if you guys want more than just weekly updates and want one-on-one fantasy basketball support, where I give you guys fantasy basketball advice, trade advice, roster advice, waiver wire advice, be sure to check out my Patreon page down below, where I offer you guys one-on-one direct messaging for fantasy hoops. So of course, be sure to join that and check that out if that's something you're potentially interested in. But without wasting any more time, let's get into the Week 15 Fantasy Basketball Update. The first category we're going to focus on is the sell high players, and I got 8 players that you could potentially sell high in these upcoming few weeks. I got Jusuf Nurkic, Josh Giddey, LeBron James, Mo Bamba, RJ Barrett, Kobe White, Chris Middleton, and Aaron Gordon. These are the best sell high players right now. They're overvalued right now and are playing at another level. Jusuf Nurkic has been feasting because right now the Portland Trail Blazers don't have their main star Damian Lillard, so there's a lot of usage rate going around, going to Anthony Simons, and of course even the other players have notched their little. But Jusuf Nurkic has been a double-double monster and is living up to his ADP and even better. So of course, in general, I do believe with the Blazers not in playoff pursuit and potentially not even going to make it, they might rest Nurkic more, or in general trade him during the NBA trade deadline. So sell him immediately before that risk comes into play. Josh Giddey is currently crowned the youngest player in NBA history to reach a triple-double. And of course, with that being said, Josh Giddey is a sell-high player. He's getting a lot of buzz in the NBA, and there are a lot of players and a lot of NBA fantasy fans that have interest in Josh Giddey. So trade him now for a more consistent player, as he's still behind Lou Dort and Shai when it comes to usage rate. LeBron has been spectacular, and I'm not saying he's going to slow down, but of course, now with Russell Westbrook and Anthony Davis both healthy and in the lineup, there is a fear factor LeBron will go back to earth. And of course, with AD back, LeBron might not be as good as he used to. So of course, trade him right now for a first-round guaranteed caliber player, somebody like Giannis or Jokic in that caliber. Mo Bamba has been the starting center for the Orlando Magic, but I do believe with Mo Bamba going to be traded very soon, they're going to put their center towards Wendell Carter Jr. So Mo Bamba is going to lose a lot of value. So trade Mo Bamba as soon as possible. RJ Barrett has been feasting for the New York Knicks, but the rumor is the Knicks are going to make a big time trade during the NBA trade deadline, which means RJ Barrett could be losing some value. So trade him right now as he's putting up 25 plus points per game on a consistent night-to-night basis. Then we got Kobe White. Sell him high immediately because right now the Bulls are dealing with multiple injuries of no Lonzo Ball, no Caruso, but with Zach LaVine coming back, it's going to be a Zach LaVine and DeMar show. So Kobe White wouldn't be as consistent, but maybe trade Kobe White for a more consistent player as the number 2 option on the squad. Then I got Chris Middleton. He's been playing basketball out of his mind right now, especially when the Bucks don't have Giannis or Drew Holiday available. Middleton is playing as a second rounder, so trade him for a second rounder if you could. And then I'm putting Aaron Gordon. He has been a big factor for the Denver Nuggets, the second option behind Nikola Jokic. And honestly, I'm not sure if Aaron Gordon can stay consistent throughout the entire season, so trade him immediately while he's hot right now. Moving on, we're going to be talking about the buy low players that are right now not living up to ADP, and you can simply trade for them for a cheaper price. I got CJ McCollum, I got Jalen Suggs, Lauri Markkanen, Kelly Olynyk, Chris Boucher, Isaiah Stewart, Marcus Smart, and Donovan Mitchell. I believe these are your best buy low candidates right now. So of course, try to trade for these players immediately. CJ McCollum just returned from an 8-week absence, and with that being said, he's slowly getting into groove as the main player for the Portland Trail Blazers. And without Damian Lillard, sooner or later, CJ is going to step up and become normal. So of course, trade CJ for CJ right now for a cheap price. Jalen Suggs just returned from an injury as well, but you can tell that he's the future of the Orlando Magic, and that's why I do believe his value will rise during the end of this season as we're now past the halftime mark. Lauri Markkanen just got hit with an ankle injury, and I do believe that sooner or later he will come back and still be producing as the Cavaliers are in playoff pursuit this year. Kelly Olynyk just returned, and of course I'm putting him and Isaiah Stewart in the same situation because they're splitting minutes. There's a big possibility that night in and night out they both won't be consistent, but overall Dwayne Casey likes Kelly Olynyk and gets a lot of usage rate as the big man off the bench to be a scoring spark plug. I'm putting Chris Boucher on this list because as the Raptors hope to make a late playoff run, Chris Boucher is going to get minutes, or if anything, the Raptors are going to try to trade Chris Boucher, which means Boucher has to play good and get the minutes. And then of course Marcus Smart just returned from a long-term injury as well, and hopefully he's doing okay. But sooner or later, with the Boston Celtics also in playoff pursuit, they're going to need Marcus Smart's defense and leadership to help them run that team. And then Donovan Mitchell has been out the past 6 games due to a concussion, and so far we don't know how long he'll come back. So that's the reason why you buy low, because the owners might be worried it'll be in a while. Anyways, that wraps up my buy low list. So yes guys, this wraps up my video talking about the week 15 fantasy basketball buy low and sell high players for week 15. Once again, for those who don't know who I am, my name is Soom, and I'm a fantasy basketball expert. My job here is to help you guys win your fantasy basketball leagues, and how I do that is by posting weekly fantasy basketball updates. So of course, if you haven't already, join the channel. But other than that, take it easy, God bless, and I'll see you all next time on Easy Buckets. Woo!